Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Caroline Maître and I will be your webinar host coming to you from Bordeaux, France. So today's webinar topic, we will be looking at the hidden impact of technical documents in reducing aircraft operating costs. I am delighted to welcome as our experts and speakers today. So Mr. Dave Reeves, Mr. Steve Caravello, and Mr. Ojawa Sharma. So Dave, I will let you kick off this webinar and introduce yourself.
Welcome to this webinar on the hidden value of technical manuals in the aerospace industry. My name is Dave Reeves. I am the Senior Product Manager for Documentation and Diagnostics. I have over 30 years experience in automotive OEMs in electrical engineering and after-sales functions. Having led many teams over my time to provide technical information, diagnostic systems, software control systems and customer support, I fully understand the importance of our role in providing technical information protecting your brand and customers. I'd like to hand over to Steve now to introduce himself. Steve, over to you.
Hi everyone, this is Steve Caravello. I'm a solutions architect working in market development for the aerospace and defense industry at Siemens. I have 28 years in the U.S. aerospace industry working at aircraft OEMs with expertise in engineering design, certification, and project management. I've led engineering and certification teams in new product development, production, outfitting, modification, and special missions. Happy to be here today.
So thank you, Steve. Now over to you, Ojas.
And thank you for joining today's webinar. I am Ojas Sharma, Senior Product Owner for our documentation and diagnostic products. I bring along with me over 13 years of experience in automotive industry, focusing on design and development of electrical distribution system for a range of vehicle platforms. I will be taking you through a few of our product demonstrations later in this session. Hope you find them useful and informative. Thank you.
We'd like to start out by looking at some significant points in aerospace history dating back to the 80s that were part of laying the groundwork to where we are today with increased utilization of electronics and electrical systems in modern platforms. More demanding missions and the push to field capable products started even before this time, but there was a real shift towards increasing the use of electrical system to provide greater performance and mission capabilities. There's always been the need to shorten product development times to field new capability, and this trend has continued or even arguably gained more emphasis. The development of electronics and their impact on adding capability through the electrical system has been developing for some time, but really took hold in a shift toward replacing traditional mechanical systems with electrical solutions, and that's been growing ever since. At the same time, there have been several high-profile accidents caused in part due to failures in the electrical wiring and systems that have led to the development of regulations specific to the Electrical Wiring Interconnect System, or EWIS, which were published in the 2000s. And now as aircraft have evolved, these regulations have been more and more applied. Here are some examples of some of the big electrical developments over this time. Starting in the 80s, the move to fly-by-wire really gained hold, along with digital engine controls and cockpit digitalization. These became the norm. There was a big move to improve safety, with collision and terrain avoidance systems that followed. The movement continued to bring electrical technology to the passengers with the introduction of digital cabin management systems and onboard Wi-Fi. Now today, there's an increased awareness of climate impact and sustainability, and this is a big area of focus, which is leading towards development of electric propulsion, which represents another big step in the technology advance in the industry.
Thank you, Steve. So in supporting the technology on the products, technical information needs to be delivered to the end consumer. And since the 80s, this has evolved from paper manuals, books in PDF and flat document form delivered on CD and DVD, and then via websites. And as we see from engagements we have today, the industry is slowly moving towards an integrated MRO OS system. How do we get the technical information to the required end user? For many years, paper manuals, CDs and DVDs were being delivered at the point of product delivery. Whereas today, using the internet to the maintenance and repair organizations, we can speed up the process dramatically, allowing authors more time to document and process technical information and changes prior to delivery. All of these impacts, all of these elements have a direct impact on 6 core areas of service information provision: authoring time, engineering change processing, service documentation, technical training, book time, and service hardware. All of these impacts need to be addressed. And going forward, we will walk you through how the product suite we have addresses these impacts. So how do we absorb the impacts that's seen by the OEM? So in order to do so, we deliver on quality, efficiency, and by verifying the output of Capital Publisher. So if we look at quality, by utilizing the digital thread, we are ensuring content is correct by construction. So there's no manual human interference to the design data. This ensures quality in schematics, so no change from the design intent. Capital Publisher also has the ability to consume various other forms of data, from specs, harness drawings, diagnostic data, and so on. This all enables us to enrich the end user's product interactions, giving them all the data they need to resolve the problems. Consuming content from engineering, manufacturing, suppliers, compliance departments, we can provide a rounded, complete set of data to support the product. Moving forward into efficiency and verified output, we need to provide automated aids for the tech author to ensure consistent, repeatable application of tasks and their activities they do day to day. Ajazwa Sharma is now going to walk us through 3 of the key automations we've implemented. They're rules-based driven diagram generation, fetch-related, and lock print regions. So, Ojas, over to you.
Rules-driven diagram generation can help OEMs save drastically on authoring time and release service documentation faster. In this video, you will see how an engineering schematic can be transformed into a service wiring diagram using this technology. The layout algorithm identifies the diagram objects and places them in a neat layout based on the predefined rules and various diagram generation parameters provided by the user. And as you can see, with minor cleanup, the diagram is ready for release.
Moving into fetch-related.
Fetch-related action enables authors to complete wiring diagrams efficiently while ensuring quality. It retrieves directly connected objects automatically without the risk of any inadvertent changes to the connectivity itself if these changes are done manually. In this video, we'll see how power connections from a source diagram can be added to the target system diagram using fetch-related action. Author begins by creating a build list to define the scope for the action and sets it as active. Author then selects any object with off-switch connectivity and invokes fetch-related action to retrieve connectivity. Action can be executed multiple times to ensure all the necessary objects have been retrieved. With a minor cleanup, the complete diagram is ready to publish.
And then finally, moving into lock print regions.
Lock print regions is among many features which makes authoring diagrams in Publisher more efficient. Print regions in a wiring diagram help authors in distributing content over pages and make them print ready. In this video, you will see that the print regions can get easily disturbed while embellishing wiring diagrams, which can potentially cause rework and even inadvertent errors. Therefore, by locking print regions in their place, authors can work efficiently and ensure quality in the service documentation.
Thank you, Ajazwa. So, with all of these features, they help to reduce the impacts felt by the OEM. They specifically target impacts on authoring time, engineering change, and service documentation. Bringing an efficient and customizable approach with the view that MROs have today with the data is key to addressing the impacts they feel. Being efficient, it's critical to deliver the right information in one easy-to-use package. Guided diagnostics play a major part in rectifying issues reported on products, And with our 3D integrated guided diagnostics, we are bringing a richer data flow to the technician's fingertips. Ojazwal will walk us through a short video of the guided diagnostics and 3D integrations approach.
In this video, we will see how Service Smart clients can drive efficiency in the troubleshooting process with the help of guided diagnostics and 3D illustrations. Smart clients provide an integrated and interactive environment which enables technicians to view step-by-step guided diagnostic procedures along with other resources like wiring diagrams, 3D illustrations, etc. to understand connectivity and locate components faster. Any voltage measurements or connectivity checks on the connector can be easily carried out with the help of phase views containing pin and signal details. Once the fault is identified, in this case a faulty LCD connector, technician can then take appropriate action and verify the functionality after the fix is implemented. Thus, aided with the guided diagnostics and 3D model integration, technicians can complete job faster and become more efficient.
Thank you, Ojas. So having all the data is just what is needed, but we have to make sure we are service hardware agnostic. The smart client can be used on a multitude of hardware configurations from iPad, laptop, workstation, or even bespoke hardware. This is really important that we're not tied to a single platform. As products and systems change, there's a huge amount of collateral in legacy systems to support older products. By utilizing Mendix, our low-code application software, we can pull data from older support packages and systems as and when required by the technician. This removes the burden of having to maintain 2, 3, or even more portals that technicians have to have access to retrieve the information, or the bigger burden of having to migrate that data from an old system into the new system flow. All of these integrations help us to address the impacts felt by the MRO on book time, tech training, and service hardware. To summarize on how the values minimize the impacts that we've seen so far, let's look at to start with the OEM side. So Capital Publisher enables OEMs to efficiently produce high quality and an accurate output through delivery via the smart client. This enables a closed loop experience for the people on the ground in the field. For the MRO, Smart Client enables technicians to stay in the workshop instead of in the classroom, increasing technical uptime. This is possible by providing all the required information in front of the technician in a single portal on a single screen. This reduces training elements to explain how you get to data in different systems. By having all the data in the right place at the right time in a single screen, that enables us to get more jobs done with the same number of people at the MRO. By ensuring all of the technical content is tailored to the exact tail number in front of you, that further drives that improvement and helps to get more jobs done and increase technician uptime. With both of the individual OEM and the MRO's values recognized, we deliver the joint values of increased fleet uptime, so decrease in the AOG, aircraft on the ground, a reduction in warranty, and an improved operator satisfaction. To close this presentation, I just wanted to look at some of the success measures that we've had in the industry to date. So for one of our customers generating documentation direct from the Accelerator EE digital twin, they have managed to reduce their overall authoring activities by an impressive 77%, which has had a huge impact on downstream operations. So it reduces the maintenance time, it's improved operational availability, and accelerated outfitting by completions team. You can see on the right-hand side of this slide the customer measures and the efficiency gains. a reduction in preparation by 69%, a reduction in embellishment of the harness data by 73%, and a reduction in documentation preparation by 83%, and 90% effort saved when looking at change documentation, utilizing publisher and the automated activities that take place within the process.
With that, I would like to thank again our speakers and experts today. So Mr. Dave Reeves, Mr. Steve Caravello, and Mr. Ojdawa Sharma. Thank you so much, gentlemen. If you have an immediate project, I just pasted the URL in the chat window, so don't hesitate. You will find local phone numbers and support to contact us directly. I also would like to highlight the Realize Live event, so don't miss this event that will keep you on the leading edge of digital transformation thanks to Siemens solutions. So get ready to lead your business with ingenuity and innovation. And again, you will find the URL in the chat window. And thank you all for joining and for your interest in Siemens Global webinars. I will now close the session. Goodbye.